today talking about my foundations and my go-to foundations that I have in my makeup bag currently. So just to put it out there straight away, I don't know much about foundation. I'm not a beauty connoisseur in the least. I'm definitely not a makeup artist or anything like that at all. So I'm not saying I am. This is just my opinion on my best foundation. And I've just looked at my makeup and realised it's very shiny. I have just come in from work as well, so I apologise for the way that I look. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of go through the foundations that I'm using at the moment and why I like them. So my kind of foundation that I've tried recently, I've been watching a lot of beauty blogs and wanted to try a new foundation just to see what else was out there. And a lot of people were talking about this foundation. Now, there were real mixed reviews about this foundation. Some people really disliked it, thought it was too thick, and I really loved it. So I'm talking about the Rimmel Wake Me Up. I'm sure all of you have heard of it. Maybe most of you may have even tried it. Those of you who haven't tried it, definitely try it. So, first of all, their range is amazing. I heard a lot of people talking about whether you're a warm tone, whether you're a cool tone, or you're kind of like a neutral tone. Didn't have a clue what that meant. So I did a little bit of research about it. Basically, if you're like olive skin, then you're more warm. If you're like really pale and almost rosy, then you're cool. And then if you've kind of just got a mixture of both, then you're neutral. A really good way to kind of test that is, apparently, it didn't work for me, but apparently you should put a bit of foundation on your wrist, and when your veins come through, depending on how they come through, depends on what you are. I thought that was rubbish, so I just spent hours in Boots just trying lots of different things. So the first thing that I noticed about this foundation and this brand and this particular range, not only did they have loads of different kind of colours, but they had the different tones too. So you kind of just went to the tone and then the colour that suited you. So I decided that I was a warm tone, so my tones are very like orangey and brown, so really hard to really match, and you had to get it really right, otherwise looked like I'd been tangoed. So eventually, at the time when I got this one about 6 months ago, and at that time I was really pale, I didn't really have a tan, so I ended up going for the warmer tone, so with the orange undertones, and I went for the 100 Ivory, but in the warm tone, and I loved it. It was great. So the texture's really kind of thick, so when you put it on, I'll just show you. When you put it on, it kind of just sticks. Oh, there you go. It doesn't fall off. It's quite a thick texture. With that, I really like that, because when you could kind of put it on, it was really kind of, although it's thick, it's really mouldable. So when you put it on, you can really kind of move it around, but you can see where you're putting it. The worst one is when you get a really good matching colour, which is like, yes, it's got the matching colour, but you can't really see where you've put it and where you haven't. So I really like that it had a little bit of mouldable texture to it. Also, I'd love to have a proper camera. It's definitely something I'm going to get, because I'd love to show you. Basically, when I first started putting this on, I'd kind of finish, and then I'd look at my hands, I'd be like, why am I so glittery? Like, even now, just holding the bottle, I've got like real fine bits of glitter on me. Basically, inside it's got like real fine glitter, which is really nice. And when I told my sister about this, she's like, what, you look like you go to a party all the time? I was like, no. It's like a radiant kind of glitter. So when you put it on, it just kind of gives you a nice glow, which it's probably why it's called Wake Me Up. It's kind of self-explanatory, but it's also skin brightening, which is probably the reason why for that as well. But I just really like how it kind of made me look. It just made me look really alive, really kind of awake. So it's definitely what it says for me anyway, it's definitely what it says on the bottle. Really like that. Then I got a little bit browner, and then I went for the True Ivy 103. But now I'm a little bit too dark for that again now. So I'm not using it anymore, but it is such a great foundation. Anyone that's kind of looking for that just everyday foundation, it's quite good coverage as well. I'd say it's definitely up there with the coverage, definitely. Definitely a full coverage, but definitely like a buildable full coverage. So I'd put like one layer on, then with the second layer, you definitely got full coverage there. So yeah, really like that foundation. For price, I thought it was really reasonable. Bearing in mind what I normally pay, it was around about €8. So in pounds, it's probably even like cheaper than that. I did actually buy that in an independent pharmacy in Ireland, And I know if you're watching from Ireland, you probably know that it is sometimes cheaper to go to the pharmacies rather than the Boots and places like that. But I know in England, if you're watching from England, it's the other way around. It's better to go to your Superdrug and you probably get it cheaper there. But yeah, overall, give that a 9 out of 10. Really like it. Recommend it. Might even go and get a darker shade because I've got a holiday coming up soon, and I think it'll be a really nice holiday one as well, just to kind of give you that little bit of oomph in the evening. Brilliant. So next, guys, I want to show you my ultimate favourite foundation. Now, I kind of went off this foundation, hence why I moved on to the Rimmel, but I think what it was is this foundation is better if you're more olive skin, because the tones that they have in Boots anyway are really warm tones, and if you're really pale, it kind of comes across a little bit orange. But it's the Maybelline Fit Me range. Really, really like this for lots of different reasons. You can probably tell already, I'm quite an oily skin, so this is really good for people that do have oily skin. It's quite watery. Now, I want to show you this, but I haven't got any wipes on me, so this is going to literally, as you squirt it, it like runs straight away. I don't know if you can really tell that, but it's really runny. Some people don't like that feeling because it's quite a wet feeling, but get rid of that. I really like that because it's really easy to blend, and it's really easy to kind of not put too much on. I know some people really like that full coverage look, but I prefer like just the fresh look. So that's really good with the texture-wise of things. It hasn't got any glitter in it. It's quite a matte kind of look when it's finished, with a dewy kind of tint to it almost, as you can kind of see. So that shade at the moment is in 220. Now this is what I wear when I've got a really good tan, because you can really bronzer it up well as well, so it's kind of a really good base tan. Before I went onto the Rimmel, I was really pale, and I used to have the 150. I liked it, but where it was this is what I mean by it being only good for those who do have. I might be completely wrong. There might be other kind of shades out there, but the one that I used, which is the 150, which I thought was quite pale, still looked really orange and didn't blend very well. So perhaps I need to go down a little bit less, and just see how that one goes really. But overall, it's a great foundation. At the moment, I'm wearing this along with the Wake Me Up concealer. So basically what I'm doing at the moment is I'm contouring. It's taken me about 6 months, but I'm now doing it. So with the Wake Me Up concealer, it's really good for like a highlighter, just because obviously it's got the glitter effect as well. So I really like that one. So I'm using that obviously in the highlight areas, and then I'm using this in the contour areas. So yeah, overall this is my favourite. This is what I've kind of always used. Goes on really well. If you have really bad skin as well, so if you have a lot of acne, it's really nice where it is that little bit waterier. You can really kind of blend it over your spots, so it makes it really easy to kind of cover those up as well. So overall, I'd say it was a medium coverage, but definitely buildable to a full coverage. I've got it on at the moment, and I have a lot of scars from my acne. You can see a few scars there, but kind of like that natural kind of look to come through as well. So yeah, overall, this is my go-to Fit Me Maybelline, but a fast runner up there is definitely the Rimmel Wake Me Up. So yeah, tell me what you think, guys. Is there any foundation out there that you really like to use? Is there something that I'm missing? Should I try? Drop a comment below. Remember to subscribe if you enjoy this, and look to see you soon. Bye, guys.